All right, Chad Brendel, Tim Adams, high atop the Shakely Athletic Center this time. The field going on in the background, practice getting ready to start. Beautiful.
It is a great day today.
Fall day today.
Just got back from the zoo with our granddaughters. Great day.
Football side, these are a lot more fun to do when they win. That was maybe the worst performance I've seen since I've been doing this over 8-9 years. It was outside of the first play, it was a rough afternoon, a rough evening at Paul Brown Stadium.
Yeah, I think there were some bad games in 2010. That Rutgers game comes to mind, a real bitch slapping, so to speak. But it was a disappointment because you knew Rutgers had a good defense, and Memphis and Cincinnati's been the better program, and so it was just shocking to see how things. And after the great start, 80-yard touchdown pass, it was really disappointing to see how things went from there.
So we look forward now to the Miami Hurricanes. This is not the Miami Redhawks. This is a little bit more formidable challenge. They're having some issues, similar to Cincinnati, but the one thing you know with them, they're going to have great athletes.
Absolutely.
And Duke Johnson, unfortunately, looks primed for a very big day if this run defense doesn't figure some things out.
Well, everybody's had a big day against them. I think Miami was the only team that didn't produce a 100-yard rusher. I mean, last week we had, I think, Sam Kraft, who was no better than third on Memphis' depth chart. He gouged him for 170 yards on 38 carries, and he'd only had 23 carries the whole previous four games.
You would think what could maybe help UC's run defense was playing a third-string running back.
Yeah, not so much.
Excuse me.
And Duke Johnson's a stud. I mean, I remember seeing him when actually Chris Moore's championship game.
Yeah.
Jefferson played New Orleans, and Duke Johnson was on that team. He went for over 100 that day. I think he only had 8 touches. He's really gotten bigger. I mean, he's 211 pounds.
He was a speed back originally.
Yeah, he's smaller, a darter, but he's gotten a lot bigger. And they've got another kid behind him that a lot of people probably don't know, but the Yearby kid, also from Miami, is another stud. And either one of them could go for, or maybe both of them will go for 100 yards. We don't know unless you get some sort of penetration and can hold the line of scrimmage. But they've got two really stud 4- or 5-star type kids in Duke Johnson and the Yearby boy.
And defensively, they've had their issues, but still, they've got speed to burn in most places. And so UC offense, it's probably going to be without Gunnar Kiel, so it'll look a lot different.
Well, we'll see. Tommy's a sandbagger with the best of them, and we'll see. He's sandbagged me on more than one occasion on things, so I'm not ready to say that we won't see him run out there, just because Tommy loves those mind games when it comes to quarterbacks. And I haven't seen a practice yet. Yesterday, they practiced in the rec center, and it was essentially closed. Today I will see practice, so I won't be able to talk about what I see, but I haven't seen it yet, so I'll just say right now, if Gunnar Kiel went out there and played, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we see that.
Yeah, knowing it's not broken now, understandably, he wants to have him as close to 100% as possible.
Right.
You don't want to send him out there. We saw with Brendan Kay last year, had a similar injury, and excuse me, kept getting hit over and over again in that same spot, and they never really had a chance to heal it.
And you have to be careful because, Jose Williams was a guy that was banged up in the Ohio State game, comes back and plays, and now he's out for at least a month. But getting back to Duke Johnson for just a second, one thing I've noticed about him over the years is he will put the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
He carries the ball. He doesn't carry it high and tight. He fumbled once in the Georgia Tech game on Saturday and almost had 2. The other one was bounced out, but they called him down. So he's a guy, if he has an Achilles heel, you can get the rip the ball out. Of course, God forbid,
touch him.
Yeah, well, that's it. And God forbid I say anything about high tackling, but if you punch the ball, rip the ball out, or get a helmet on it, you're going to be able to maybe get him to make some turnovers. And this defense at UC's has not produced many takeaways. I think they've only got 5 takeaways. One of those was a special team takeaway. So the Bearcats and their fans have to hope that the defense not only stops the run, but maybe forces some turnovers.
So, as a whole, where's your confidence level heading into this one? It has to have taken a hit, obviously, but there's that hope that they can bounce back. It seems like an uphill climb right now.
So many question marks right now. Miami has a young quarterback who made some mistakes against Georgia Tech last week. He threw a big interception in the end zone that really took him out of the game there late in the game. And he's played well on occasion. I think he's got 13 touchdowns to 9 interceptions, so he will throw it to the wrong team occasionally. But you got to get pressure on him. And
right.
Cincinnati's got 12 sacks this year, and 8 of them came against the Miami team. So they haven't been able to get in. A guy like Silverberry Muhan, who was a second-team All-AAC player last year, has 1 sack and 1 tackle for loss. And, you know, guys like him in Hartsfield, and we thought that you know, they would. We only had 1 interception. If you're not getting in the guy's face, you know, you're not going to get it.
And you got a young secondary that's having to cover forever.
Absolutely. So Cincinnati has to try to stop the run. They haven't been able to do it yet, but you hope this week maybe will be the week. I thought we saw some improvement by the tackles last week. But if they don't stop the run, you're not going to get that kid to throw make many mistakes.
I mean, this is a game, if they can run it successfully, he might only throw 20 passes in this game.
Yeah.
If they can't get off the field. I mean, the staggering thing to me from last week was that final drive. 20 plays, 12, almost 13 minutes run off the clock.
Yeah.
They can't get off. They struggle to get off the field. They're just struggling with that mightily. If they allow that to happen, especially if Duke Johnson's ripping off 6-7 yards on first down, and they're always staying in front of the chains, it's going to be tough.
And, you know, this game is so interesting in some regards because Miami in third down percentages has only completed 24% of their third down attempts, and Cincinnati's given up a whopping 55% in third down situations. And that drive at the end of the game, I can kind of put that because the
to an extent, yeah, but still, you would like to have seen.
Sure, you want to see him fight all the way to the end. I mean,
somebody try to get off the field at some point. 20 plays. And how many third downs were in that drive? It was boom, 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 third down, convert first down, and then we're just going to march all the way down and get to the 5 and take a knee. Now, for some of us, it helped the game get over a little bit quicker and get out of the stadium.
Yeah, well, most people were out of the stadium.
Yeah, but we were still there.
Yeah,
so
we were there with a few other drunk people.
We appreciate Memphis for that. But you know, and I think the big thing, and this is from the Ohio State game, there wasn't a lot of third downs because they were converting on first and second down.
It was brutal.
I mean, Ohio State ran 101 plays in that game. There were 14 third down plays.
Look, even the two stooges like us, when you're 2nd and 2, we can keep a drive going most of the time when you're getting a big push and you're able to, even after getting hit, carry guys for 3 and 4 yards.
So that's going to be the big thing. Get them to third down, get off the field. If you can get some turnovers, fantastic. They have it so few that you almost feel like you can't really factor that in and say that's going to happen. But you'd like to see it, and then offensively, hopefully, who knows? Hopefully, Gunner's there.
Will Munchie be the guy? Will Jared up? Will Gunner be able to play? Can we run the football? I will say one thing though.
I hear you're the 3rd string running back now.
Oh God, that'll be a real exciting moment. I can guarantee I'm going out in the stretch. But you know, you got Rod Moore, who actually looked pretty good. I mean, this was a kid, a junior college kid we saw come in, and you know, you kind of liked what you saw in him. And then he got moved over to cornerback last year, and now he's going to get his opportunity. EJ Jr. hopefully will get. I mean, he's a big kid now. Yeah. He's a horse. He's been injured a lot. He's had some trouble learning the offense, but if he
can potentially get a shot.
Right. You don't really want to see him as a receiver. He doesn't have really good hands, but if you just give him the ball and line him up between the tackles, we've seen him in scrimmages do a lot of damage.
Maybe a George Wynn type?
Yeah, I don't think he certainly hasn't held up under pounding like George Wynn was able to do.
But George kind of
run behind your pads.
Run behind your pads.
He absolutely was a run behind your pads guy, and that's what EJ's that similar type of back. Maybe we see Mike Boone. I'm kind of hoping we don't, because you
like to keep the red shirt on him. Yeah.
But how good will this Cincinnati offense be? Can this defense start to make some improvement? As much as the people are crying about their defense in Miami, they haven't seen what the Cincinnati fans have seen for a month.
Those numbers Carey put up upon further review were
staggering. Sobering for sure.
It's hard to imagine that they can't improve. There's got to be room for improvement somewhere. They can't continue to be one of the worst college defenses ever. There's talent there.
There is.
They need to figure it out. They need to get some things going. I'll take the heat off you. Y'all go first.
All right. Good.
I'm going to pick Miami.
Yeah, you always do.
No, I don't. I've picked the Bearcats so far every game, but at this point,
Any sane man is going to pick Miami.
So you're picking Cincinnati?
No, I'm picking Cincinnati. No, I don't really almost want to pick anybody in this game because I don't like to pick against Cincinnati.
They're not allowed to end in a tie. College.
Yeah, that's too bad. But I really, it's hard to envision Cincinnati coming on top in this game. But college football,
stranger things happen.
Many strange things.
Maybe the light. Hopefully the light goes on, but. I checked the forecast.
I'm going to go out on the limb. I don't think I've been right in the last 2 weeks, so I'll go out there and say that Andrew Gans kicks a field goal at the end of the game, and Cincinnati wins by 1 point.
I told you it was crazy.
Yeah, I am. To make that pick, I am. Because there's no reason to think that would ever happen.
No. Outside, you can look at the fact and say Miami has had similar issues. Their defense has struggled. Their offense has been less inconsistent than Cincinnati. They haven't had the explosion, the big plays. Again, like we said, don't know if Gunner's going to be there, how that's going to play out. But, hopefully you saw against Ohio State with Jared Evans in, they were able to move the ball on the ground. When Evans was in.
He can do some things.
He can do some things. He's got a good arm. I think we saw a couple wrinkles in that Ohio State game that you might see come back to life if he's the guy or Gunner's the guy. Munchie's the guy.
And if I'm the guy coaching, I'm pulling out all the stops.
Yeah.
We may see John Lloyd rumbling for a first down on a punt.
Shaq Washington.
Who knows what we'll see. I would, because right now this team needs, early even, they need a reason to believe. And so sometimes that fake, that kick, that whatever, trick play, whatever, gives you a little bit of momentum. And let's face it too, Miami has never backed that team very well.
No, there's not going to be a lot of people there, especially at 3-3.
Right. If you get them down early, maybe that crowd turns on them and they start panicking a little bit.
All right. I unfortunately.
Interesting another little part about this, a lot of people maybe don't know, is that the two offensive coordinators were both on the Florida State staff 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Eddie Grant left there as running back coach, and James Cooley, I think, was a tight end special teams coach to go be the offensive coordinator at Miami. So that's kind of an interesting little sidelight for that game.
All right. Well, I unfortunately took the Hurricanes.
Yep, and I'm sticking with my
Mr. Optimism.
The Bear guy. I'm going to believe that until when I stop believing, we got no shot.
It's not that I don't believe.
You don't believe.
That's right. You're right. From what I've seen over the past couple weeks, believing has been difficult.
It's tough. Like I said, no sane man would do it,
but you're insane.
You're right. I stayed till the end of the game, and with the other lunatics that did too. And
you're lucky I have to do video post game.
Yeah.
Or I would have found a way.
Get out
right
of
late in the fourth quarter, middle of the fourth quarter to sneak out.
Yeah.
And then I would have been the one that board members are yelling at because I get it free.
Yeah, I was sitting with Bix, and he calls over a drunk guy. I mean, he knew him obviously, but as we're getting dripped on here, but this guy was babbling on, and I couldn't wait to get out of there just to get away from the drunk guy.
It was a long day.
It was.
Hopefully this Saturday is not nearly as excruciating. Hopefully we get a Bearcats win. I don't mind being wrong. I'd like to be wrong.
I know one thing. I like the noon kickoff. We're not going to have to wait all day. We're going to get a noon kickoff, and we'll see. And I hope nobody's dropping things on it.
All right, we're going to get out of here. He's Tim Adams. I'm Chad Brendel, BearcatJournal.com.